The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie. Back Monday at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
White Stripes here on the Radio Hauraki Big Show. Now, earlier in the show, between 4 and 5, you probably would miss it if you're listening to us now. We were talking about the fact that I stabbed myself in the eye with my glasses on Sunday, Mogi.
Yeah.
Totally rooted my eye and then fell over into a pile of bricks. And we were talking about,
It's heavy with irony, isn't it?
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Your
Well,
glasses, which you
yes,
use for seeing, you've
yeah.
then stabbed yourself in the eye with.
So
Yeah,
I could see even less than I could see before.
Oh, because they're supposed to help.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, in
You
this
see,
situation,
if
they
I had
hindered.
my glasses on, I wouldn't have scored that own goal of falling in a pile of
Yeah.
bricks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally.
And a lot of people texted in about their own goals on 3483, and a lot of them seem to involve bricks.
Well, I'd also had one when I was a youngster there, and we had a tree that was next to the fence that separated us from our neighbours. Used to stand on the fence. We had a rope that hung off one of the branches of the tree, and we'd jump off, do a big swing. You know, good times it was. Jeez, it was good. And then my mum was walking past. I was like, Mum, watch this. And she's like, oh, God, he's such a loser.
Yeah.
She turned around and watched it. I did a big swing, and when I got to the apex of my swing, the branch snapped. I went flying about 35 metres and landed in a pile of bricks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Far out.
It's crazy.
Actually, you've just reminded me of a situation that happened to me.
Yeah.
We're having a family motocross day. I was like 10, and I asked my dad if I could have a go on his big bike. He's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And we're all sitting there with our camp chairs having a picnic, and I was going around on his big bike for the first time ever. And there's a wee jump, and I was like, I'll show these guys, I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
hit the jump. And then I hit the jump on Dad's big bike. And then I leant back instead of sort of staying in the middle, and it went up in the air and then landed on the front wheel, flew over the handlebars,
Yeah.
landed on my back, and was winded again.
Nebulizer.
Stat.
That's not, you don't use a nebulizer when you're winded.
Stat.
Yeah. Anyway, the bike flew into a pile of bricks.
Not
Right.
a bike did.
I find it amazing, actually, given that you were quite a sensitive kid, that your mum let you on the bike there, Keyzie.
My mum knew I was a badass on two wheels, Jace.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a text on 3483.
Fat ass.
G'day, fellas and Keyzie. I was having a wee off my deck, slipped on my own piss, and fell 10 floors off my building into a pile of bricks.
Honestly, it
Own
happens
goal.
all the time.
I find my own urine quite abrasive rather than slippery.
Oh, really?
Unless you do it on like tiles or
Yours
something.
is quite sticky.
Yeah.
Tacky.
Yeah, it is tacky.
Hey, how do you know about his
Hey,
guy-
mucusy almost.
Yeah.
your urine?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's all good. G'day, fellas.
You know how you get like a stretcher when you're trying to cough out phlegm? You know, and it just sort of stretches down? That's like my wheeze.
like when you pull a piece of pizza and bite it and the cheese.
Yeah,
is-
exactly.
Yeah, that's great. G'day, fellas. One day I was finishing stacking this pile of bricks when some guy came hurtling off a flying fox over a ledge and landed on my pile of bricks, scattering them everywhere.
Well, that's amazing because I told the story earlier in the day about being on the Flying Fox.
Yeah, it's almost
and
word for
hitting
word.
hitting the cross at the end there and being flung 80 metres into a pile of bricks.
And there was
Yeah.
this one here. I was riding years ago to race at Lake Horowhenua. Was wearing stubbies with no undies. A schlong got run over by the moving slide seat and went bolt upright. Guy behind me threw his oar into my back, and we crashed into a pile of bricks.
Far out, man. Crazy. Actually, can I read out one that came through for Pet Chat, but I didn't want to read it out because I just didn't want to kill the buzz?
Yeah, man.
Hey guys, my cat tragically passed away in my arms on Sunday, only 3 years old. No, only 3 years old. I don't need any advice. I just want to shout out for her. Her name was Possum and she was a bloody outstanding New Zealander. She died when she fell off a fence and landed on a pile of bricks.
Did it land on its feet on the pile of bricks?
Yeah, because normally they would,
Yeah,
you
they're
know.
very
Oh,
rare for it
right.
to
They
land on
always
their
land on
backs.
their... Yeah, that's...
No, it says landed on her back on a pile of bricks. So shout out to Possum.
The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
Kings of Leon there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Wednesday evening.
Just quickly,
Yeah.
something that's been happening on the show is genuinely affecting my life now.
What's that, mate?
Well, you know how I'm going to Fiji next week for a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice for some.
Bloody excited, by the way, fellas.
Slack bastard.
We're getting travel insurance.
Can you bring us back a carton of darts?
Yep.
There's no point anymore, Mogi, because they still cost a fortune now.
But not me.
Oh, yeah, true. Can you get us a carton of darts on the way back, Keyzie?
Well, I thought you'd pay me back.
And maybe a couple of whiskies and some
Well, I'm not gonna-
toddies.
No, I'll bring you back like a coconut or something.
And some cigarros.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, yep, no worries. But my wife, right, listens to the show
My
occasionally.
wife.
My wife, right, listens to
My
the
wife.
My wife, right, she listens to the show occasionally, and she's filling out the travel insurance form there, and then she's ticked that I have asthma and need to regularly use a nebulizer,
Yes.
and it's going to cost us $10 more. Well,
Yeah.
me, $10 more.
Well, nebulizers aren't cheap, Keyzie.
No,
Yeah. And inhalers aren't cheap either.
No.
well, no.
Especially the Ventolins.
Well, yes, and a nebulizer, Jace, is very expensive because it's a piece of machinery at the hospital.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So fair enough, they're charging you $10
Yeah,
more.
I haven't used one in over 15 to 20 years.
Well, that's the point of insurance. What
Yeah.
might happen, Keyzie?
Right.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know what I
my
mean?
house hasn't burnt down for, 30 years, but I still pay for insurance.
No, I know, but you're not ticking the extra bloody open wood fireplace on your on your house if you don't have one. You know
You
what I mean?
lost me.
Yeah. So basically, my wife has listened to the show, has decided that I regularly use a nebulizer, has ticked it, sent the forms away, and it's costing me $10 more than her to get the
Well,
insurance.
I think given how much you use the nebulizer,
don't use it.
that's actually a bargain, Keyzie, because as you say, it's an expensive piece of equipment in the doctor's surgery.
Yeah. They're not
and
cheap, man.
Yeah, and if you're in
it's not about how expensive they are.
Portugal.
I'm in Fiji, I'm
and-
not in Portugal.
If you're in Fiji and you get a bit wheezy,
Yeah.
you know
Right.
what I mean.
I'll probably have an inhaler. A nebulizer is for emergency situations.
Well,
But I just worry that she's going to listen to, she's filled that out and ticked.
Do you think she heard
Keyzie
that one
needs
about
the-
you having some kind of a growth on your end of your old mate?
It wasn't a growth. It was a bit of skin irritation, which was cleared up pretty quickly.
right. Well, you said they had to burn it off.
No, I did not say they had to burn it
Dry
off.
ice.
Yeah, with a bit of dry ice.
It wasn't a wart.
Was
all
it a
right?
wart?
No, it wasn't. It was a bit of skin irritation.
You
Great.
know, on that front,
You know what's gonna
Keyzie,
happen?
you can just use like apple cider vinegar for that.
Oh, yeah?
You didn't
Yeah.
have to go the big burn on the old
I did.
button mushroom.
Great. Now she's going to be listening to this and tick that I've got a wart on the end of my... Thanks a lot. It's great.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll cost you more on insurance.
No, yeah,
So
true,
that's good,
actually.
yeah.
It's more of a reputation thing.
Yeah, just so
yeah.
people know you've got a warty penis.
The Hauraki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Oh, yes, indeed. The exponents here on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Thursday afternoon, 5:38. And God, I feel like an absolute doofus, Mogi, talking
That's
about
that
the...
jersey.
What's wrong
Well,
with
it's
my
not
jersey?
a jersey, it's a skivvy.
It's not a skivvy, Keyzie.
No,
A
it's a
skivvy has a
jersey.
neck. A
It's a
skivvy has a
jersey.
neck on it. Can you just confirm that for me, by the way? These two, Pugs and Keyzie, are convinced that a skivvy does not have a neck on it.
My
It's like a
understanding was
turtleneck.
it had a bit of a collar on it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
my understanding. I might be wrong, but,
But
yeah.
that- but
no,
that's-
I think it's a perfectly fine jersey, man.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And barely anybody sees you when you come in here anyway.
Right, because I'm so small, you mean?
No, just because there's nobody in here. Everyone's down the pub.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And
It's
no
all
one
good.
actually
And
works
you
here
got
anymore.
misses and that, don't we?
Well, just on that front, actually, she just texted me booking the Airbnb for the Christmas holidays, reminding me she's going away with Terry for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Which I completely forgot about. You know what
So
I mean?
what are you going to do? Because people have
Well,
booked
I don't
your
bloody know,
house.
Keyzie. But yeah, I completely forgot about that. They've got some massive tournament for a month and a half.
What
it's on
kind
the
of
road.
tournament?
An aerobics tournament.
I've never heard of an aerobics tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate, they're big business.
Right, have you seen one before? Have you ever gone to one?
Well, I've never been to one. It's not my thing. But no, they're big all around the world, mate.
Who's telling you that?
Well, obviously, they're telling me that. And
Right,
I must admit, occasionally I watch a bit of aerobics on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah, just
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
sort of get an idea of what they're getting up to and stuff.
This is breaking news.
Well, you're going to...
Well, what's the breaking news, Keyzie?
Well, I don't know. You gave me the signal for breaking news, so I
No, I
played...
didn't.
No, I didn't give you a signal for breaking news
You
at
did.
all. I was in the middle of talking about what's going on with me and my wife and Terry. I didn't give any breaking news signal.
But you did that thing with your hand.
You're off your head, man.
Are you steamed, Keyzie?
No. You did that thing. So show me what you just did just then with your hand. You went... You, like, pointed your finger.
No.
That means play the breaking news.
He didn't do that.
No, thank you, Muggy. I don't think I did that, Keyzie. I think you just...
Look, should we have some breaking news?
You're probably just imagining it.
Right.
Yeah.
You probably caught your massive honker out the corner of your eye and you thought it was someone's arm pointing.
My honker out of the corner of my eye.
Incidentally, by the way, on that front...
Well, you just...
This is breaking news.
Well, it's not really breaking
You
news,
just
to
pointed
be
your
honest.
finger again.
I put my hands in the air, Keyzie. I'm an expressive talker.
Right, okay.
We are getting a plastic surgeon in to finally finally put an end to the whole honker debate.
Yeah.
Who's got the biggest, the largest, and the fattest?
Yeah. The longest, the widest.
Yes.
And the overall biggest honker.
Yeah.
There's going to be trophies. And we'll know once and for all who has got the biggest,
widest honker.
When you say trophies, so is it most voluminous honker?
I think they'll be able to determine the weight.
I
each honker.
actually think you'd take the weight
So,
out.
like if you catch a fish, they do it often by weight.
But yes.
You know, it's not by the size necessarily.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. I think there's going to be a few broken hearts.
Yes, definitely.
The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Flipped there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show. Now, just to let everyone know, Keyzie's going to be away next week. He's off to Fiji. What time's your flight tomorrow, incidentally, Keyzie?
Flight tomorrow leaves Auckland 8:30
AM, PM?
a.m.
AM, right.
So,
yeah, that's reasonable.
And my house is 30 minutes drive, actually probably more like 20 from the airport,
Right.
especially at that time of the day. So,
Have you got to be there 2 hours before?
well, that's the thing. I read the email and it said checkout closes an hour before the flight and
Right.
opens 3 hours before the flight. So I read that and I think, sweet, I'll get there an hour and a half before the flight. My wife reads that and says, sweet, we'll get there 3 hours before the flight.
Yeah, I'll go 2 hours, so I'd want to be there. I want to be there by 6:30.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Leave home at 6.
Yeah.
Park and fly.
Yeah, same.
Leave home at 6. Up at 5:30.
Yeah, so what's happening, and we've had a bit of a, well, not a hooer of an argument, but, you know, we've been discussing it at
Discussing
length.
things heatedly. Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah. I'm getting up at 4:30, and we're leaving our place at 5:15. Which
Hang on a
means-
minute. It's going to take you 45 minutes to leave the house.
Well, my wife's alarm's going to go off at 4:30,
Yeah.
which means I'll wake up because we sleep in the same room
Sure.
together.
Do you still?
And so we're going to be up for 45 minutes, even though my bag's packed, ready to go right now.
Yeah.
And then it's going to take us...
No,
she's-
but well, you keep. Why are you getting up at 4:30 but leaving at 5:15? What takes 45 minutes?
well, it takes her 45 minutes to get all the stuff done she wants to.
Which is what?
I don't know.
Clean the house.
No.
Mow the lawns.
No. Like getting ready and stuff.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Righto. Moving
You see,
on.
I'm similar, but then I'm getting up to have coffee and durries.
So I'll get
You
up
know,
and have a
that-
shower and a
that
coffee.
that takes me time.
Yeah, that'd annoy me
You know?
just as much, I think.
But
Got to
I'm-
have a durry and a coffee.
But I'll get up, make a coffee, have a
Oh,
shower,
probably 3 durries.
and wait for her to get ready. And then we'll leave at 5:15. We'll get to the park and ride at, pretty much
5:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we'll be at the airport by 5:45 at the latest. That's 15 minutes after the bloody check-in's open.
Yeah.
That's way too
So
early.
you got 2 3/4 hours to kill.
That's right.
I don't think the bars are open at that time. either.
Nothing's open.
No. It's all
Nothing's
dead
open.
as a
That
dodo.
is good times. That's
Yeah.
good times. So by the time you actually get to Fiji, you're
Yeah.
going to have nothing left to talk about.
Yeah, totally.
You're going to be
and
done.
you'll be furious with each other.
We land at 10:30 in Fiji or something along those lines. I would have been up for 6 hours.
You'll be rooted.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
that's 10:30 local time. Are they on the same time as
I
us?
think they are, actually. I think
It's not a
Fiji-
2-hour flight to Fiji.
Is it longer than
No,
that?
it's longer than that.
Cool. So when I arrive there, it'll be like 7 hours. I'll be away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is, can't I just get to there, 15 minutes before check-in closes and sleep in a wee bit? That's basically what I'm getting at.
Well, I think the answer is yes. It sounds like what you need to do is, if I was you, this is what I'd do. I would book a room at an airport hotel. And I would sleep until 7:45.
Right.
Get up. You'd be ready, walking out the door at 8.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Boom. Good as gold. And you just check in the night before. She's got the bags. Sweet runner.
Oh, so she's at our place.
Oh, yeah, she's not with you.
yeah, you don't want to be.
Well, she's going to still want to get up early.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
right.
not good. Because it's not the drive, is it, that she's worried about? She's worried about the queue that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I mean, the plane you're going on only fits so many people. The queue can only be so long.
That's right.
So, yeah.
So book a
so
hotel?
she's... Yeah.
Right, okay.
Book a hotel. One-man hotel.
I just feel like that's a dangerous path to go down.
I think it's as good as it's going to get on this trip.
Yeah. It's looking like a disaster from beginning to end, to be honest.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie. Back Monday at 4 on Radio Hauraki.